Hey, Fran fam, welcome to the Francine Walker Show. Happy August. Speaking of being happy, I'm excited to have on the show today none other than Miss Gold Digger herself, Alison Vaughn. She is the founder and CEO of Jackets for Jobs. Please join me in welcoming Alison to the show. Hey, Alison.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on your show. I've watched your show, so this is such an honor. Thank
Oh
you for
my
having
God,
me
it
as
is
your
an
guest.
honor to have you here. And I love saying your name because I just like, as we were talking in the virtual green room, I said my sister spells it the same way. So, Allison, I have my blood sister and you are my sister.
Oh,
So,
yes.
I'm just really excited to talk about everything that you have going on. Today was a special day. We talk
Oh, my
about back
goodness.
to school. We're in August. Somebody said August is like the Sunday to summer, where it's like we start to look at things and we start to think about fall and we think about school. But you actually partnered with a very interesting, well, not interesting, actually, you partnered with the retail chain J.C. Penney for their back to work event. Talk about that. How did that
Oh,
go? That was today,
that
actually.
was today, just a couple hours ago. So I am just coming down from all the energy that happened today. So a couple months ago, I received a phone call from the corporate people at J.C. Penney, and they said, we would love to partner with you. We love your mission. We love what you're doing. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. So I said, sure thing. And so, as you know, so many people are unemployed and they're home due to this pandemic. And so we
Yeah.
said, well, let's put together some sort of event. And since August is the time, as you were mentioning, time to go back to school, we'll do a back to work sort of event. So what we did, people that are registered with Detroit at Work, which is part of the City of Detroit's unemployment workforce development, they register with them, they call Jackets for Jobs, make an appointment, and they get their work clothes and all their proper attire and their etiquette training all for free. And then as a bonus for coming to Jackets for Jobs, we gave them a $25 gift card to shop at J.C. Penney.
Oh,
So it's kind of
wow.
like accessorize your outfit. And
Yeah.
so we had hundreds of people that were at J.C. Penney today, getting, accessories and different things to complement the outfit that they receive for free at Jackets for Jobs. So it was a wonderful event. It was great. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was. We were able to touch hundreds of job seekers here in Detroit.
It sounds fun. Now, talk about, this is not your first time being affiliated and being tapped by a major retailer. You partnered with TJ Maxx
And
a
we're
few
still
years
partners
back.
with TJ Maxx. Yes, back
See?
in 2008, once again, I received a phone call. And so I received a phone call from TJ Maxx. And they said basically the same thing. We love what you're doing. We love your mission. And we would like to fly in and check you out because TJ Maxx is headquartered right outside of Boston, Massachusetts. So I'm
Okay.
saying, okay, you're in Boston. I'm here in Detroit. How did you all hear about me? Because there's so many nonprofits between, Boston and the Detroit area. And they said that civil rights icon Rosa Parks' niece told the gentleman at TJ Maxx about us. And I was like, wow. So the moral of that story is you never know who's watching you because
Yeah.
I did not
Yeah.
know Rosa Parks' niece. And so she just knew about the good work that we were doing. And she just mentioned it to some people at TJ Maxx. And they called us and said, we would love to partner. And that was back in 2008. And then we've been here it is 2021 and we're still
Wow.
partners. And so because of that partnership with TJ Maxx, we really were able to expand our mission by helping men, because we started off with the mission of just working with women. I was all about empowering women. It's all about
Sure.
the woman, empowering women. And then people said, well, what about men? So when we partnered with TJ Maxx, we started expanding and working with men and women. And here it is 21 years later, and
Wow.
we've assisted over 30,000 job seekers. I'm so proud of that, to be able to touch that many lives.
Yeah, you should be proud. You really should. 21 years is a long time. How did you come up with the vision? What was your inspiration for Jackets for Jobs?
Oh, I'm asked that question and I always get teary-eyed when I talk about why I started, the organization 21 years ago. And it was really out of a tragic situation. I started because my sister and I, we had the same father, different moms. And when our father died, she went her way, I went my way. And then so many years went by. And then she called our aunt and said, I want to see Allison. I haven't seen her in years. I want to know what she's up to. So I was excited and we met at my aunt's house and we were sitting on the porch and I'm sitting in a rocking chair and I've got all of my pictures to share with her, to kind of think about what we've missed out on. And so the first thing I said is, Cheryl, what have you been doing all this time that we haven't seen each other? And she said, I'm dying of cancer. And I was like, oh my God. So when 6 months later, she died. And so to help with the funeral arrangements, while I was helping with the funeral arrangements, I found out that she was on welfare. And then that's when I said, I want to help women that are on welfare. I want to empower women. I don't want any other women to be like this because this is in a bad way. And so basically I started Jackets for Jobs to empower women because of my sister dying, that died of cancer, that was a welfare recipient. And so every woman that comes through the door at Jackets for Jobs, I think of them as my sister and to help them out.
Wow. I have to tell you, as we were talking earlier, you have several titles that you wear very gracefully and stylishly, from entrepreneur, community advocate, author, and we're going to talk about your books, author, mom, daughter. We know your mom's style, and we love her.
Thank you.
But when I see you, you are always willing to roll your sleeves up and get into the trenches. Cute, I might add,
Thank you.
But it would make sense that Rosa Parks' niece would, drop, I don't want to say drop a dime, but would let someone know what you're doing, because you're such a genuine person, personally, and willing to do what is necessary as long as I've known you. So it just makes sense that you would experience this kind of success, basically being like your sister's keeper, and everyone can certainly benefit, because when you look good, you feel good.
Exactly.
Right?
That is so true.
And when you have yourself to get pulled together, it just kind of it positions you for success. Right. So it only makes sense that Jacket for Jobs has been so successful this long, because you're certainly fulfilling a need. And my goodness, men need to look good too. They need some imaging. Now, is it your organization is only open to those looking for work? And can anybody come to Jackets for Jobs? How does that work, Alison?
That's a really good question. So we're up under the umbrella of the City of Detroit's workforce development. And so the clients that come to us are registered with Detroit at Work. And then we also have partnerships with different women's shelters and with veterans locations. So I'm big on, like I mentioned, I'm very big on empowerment, women's empowerment. And so some of the shelters that are around, I just hate to see these women in situations of being, battered and abused. And so I work with those shelters. And then veterans, something about being a veteran that just strikes me, that I want to reach out. And so we have a good partnership with the Veterans Administration to working with veterans and working with women. But our main focus are Detroiters that are in the Detroit at Works program, the City of Detroit's workforce development.
So I also understand that Jackets for Jobs was recognized by Oprah's O Magazine, The View, The Today Show. I mean, such a high profile organization making just such a difference. Now, how does it work as far as the donations? I know that's something that you probably maybe not oversee personally, but have a very strong oversight process as it relates to donations. How does that work?
Well, first, let me go back to your statement about the Today Show, Oprah, NASDAQ,
Yes.
The View.
Yes, I forgot NASDAQ. Yes.
And, and I think the reason for our national success, or I should say national publicity, is because our mission is very easy to understand.
Sure.
I always tell people, whether you're Black, white, rich, poor, Republican, Democrat, everyone understands the need for a job. And that's basically what our mission is all about, is putting people back to work, helping those that are unemployed. And so everyone just understands about a job. And so the mission is just so easy for people to accept and understand, because people remember their first job. Just think about your very first job. I remember my very first job, working at McDonald's, and they had me working on the fries, and I was like, oh no, I can't do this job, I said, I can't go home, smelling like French fries and my shoes all greasy on the bottom, so I'm standing over the pit. So we all just can relate to a first job story and getting out there. And so that's why it's interesting now, because people have been sitting home during the pandemic. They've gained some weight, like I've gained a couple pounds. We've all gained a little bit of weight. And so now our clothes don't fit. And so now we need to go back out, and try to, buy some other clothes, because the ones we have don't fit, or the ones, are just not looking right. So I just wanted to address why or how we've received that success is because of our mission.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you were asking the other question regarding donations. So we are actually in a really, really interesting and good position, but it's not good right now for the public, because we have been taking in so many donations that we're totally full. We have 2 locations, and both offices, we're stuffed with donations, which is a good problem. And every day we're getting phone calls. I like to stop by and make a donation. And we're like, we're full right now. So we're asking our donors if they can wait until September. Then we'll start taking more donations, because we have to go through all the donations that we have right now to make room for new donations. And so I guess that's sort of a good thing to be, a good situation to be in, that we're really full on our donations. I think what it is, because so many people are home and they're cleaning out their closet and saying, okay, I'm home, I'm cleaning out my closet. And then they donate to us, and they know that their clothes are going to go to someone in need. They're going to go to someone that's looking for a job, and they know that we don't sell their clothes, and we're giving their clothes to someone really in need. And that's why we always tell people, when you donate, make sure that the clothes are clean, because our job seekers, they don't have the money to go have them dry clean, or they don't have time to wait 2 or 3 days to get the clothes out the cleaners. So we say, make sure that they're clean, on hangers, and ready to wear, and in season.
Absolutely. Now, talk about, you have, as again, I see you out and, on Facebook, you're never not together.
Oh my goodness.
You're never not together. So who inspires because there is an element of style to, even though you're making a difference, there's that element of style that comes along with Jackets for Jobs, I would imagine, at least from the outside looking in, because you're, of course, not going to partner a navy jacket with maybe orange pants. You're going to be pulled together from head to toe. So there is that element of style and impeccability that comes along with that, which is essentially part of your brand, your personal brand. Who inspires your style? Just as a nice little trivia, who inspires you?
Actually, my mother. If anyone has ever met my mother, and we're together a lot, my mother, I just think that she's always dressed impeccably. She just has style and grace about herself. And so my mother really inspires my style. and which is interesting to use the word inspired, because my first book that I co-authored is called Inspired Style. And I co-authored that book with several other image consultants, because I am an image consultant. And so we came up with the book Inspired Style. And so I love the title of that book. And it was just a pleasure to work with other image consultants to come together with that book, which prompted me to do my second book, which you mentioned in the intro, my second book, Miss Gold Digger. And listen, I like to spell it out, Goal, for all of you, because it's not Gold Digger, because when you say it fast, or if you say it and not think about it, they're like, did she say Gold Digger? But no, it's actually Goal. And I wrote that book because I think everyone needs to have goals, and they need to have a plan as to what they want to accomplish in life. And that was the reason for that book, is because I had so many ladies that were going through our program, and it's like their grandmother was on welfare, their mother was on welfare, they're on welfare, they didn't have any goals, directions, and they just thought they follow that generational pattern, but they wanted to break that generational pattern, but they didn't know how. And so I talked about how to focus, how to have a plan, how to create a vision board, music to energize you, prayers to motivate you. All of that's in the book. And so it's all about, setting goals and achieving them. And so 2 books in, and maybe a third book, who knows?
So where can we purchase your books, Alison? Because I know a lot of us, were home, sometimes I have to catch myself and say, I didn't lose a year, I survived a year.
I love that. I love that statement. Yes, that's so true.
As all of us, with a lot of loss. And so what has happened, the impact of that has made us go inward if we were smart, and really, I won't say if we were smart. I take that back, because it was a very tough year. And however you got through it, there is no wrong or right way. So I want to take that back. But maybe we might have been a little bit more introspective. We might have looked at the wall and said, I never did like that color. And now you're home and you're not running back and forth out the door and noticing that you always hated the color of that wall. Or, your style has evolved a little bit where you're not. I saw someone that said, I'm never not going to wear clothes that are uncomfortable again, So it's interesting that a lot of times we start to rethink our style, and even our job choices or our career choices. Some of us are going back to work and it's not in the same field. So what are some of the ways that you see style evolving as a result of the pandemic, in your opinion? What have you noticed? Because again, yes, you are inspired by your mom, but you have an eye that you inherited more or less. So what do you see as we move forward, trying to make sense of this thing that has basically made a mess of the world?
When I started Jackets for Jobs 21 years ago, it was all about the suit and tie when people went to work. And then it changed to just some Dockers or slacks and a button-down shirt for a guy, or just a nice blouse. We went from the suit to business casual. Now it's really, really casual. It's the work environment is so relaxed. It has totally, I've watched it change, in the last 21 years. So you just have to wear what you feel comfortable in, what makes you feel good. And then it was more conservative colors, but people have a little bit more pop. So like 21 years ago, if we were doing this interview, I probably would have had on that corporate blue navy suit and this, suit with a white blouse. But as you see, I have on yellow today, a pop of color, because yellow is my favorite color. I feel good. I feel cheerful in this color. And so time has changed. And so I believe in color psychology. So like the color blue represents loyalty. The color blue represents someone that you can trust. So if you notice your TV reporters, your president, they wear a lot of blue because of the loyalty and the color trust. But women, every woman should have like that little black dress in their wardrobe. I always stress that, because you can dress up a black dress or you can dress it down, you can accessorize it, and you can put so many different things with a little black dress. So I believe in that. So going into the workforce now, it's just more about how you feel comfortable, what makes you feel good, because if you feel good, you're going to be more productive. If you're more productive, you're better for that employer. And so that's how you have to look at it. And those are things that I talk about in my book. And when you mention where can you get the book, on Amazon, so they can go to Amazon where they buy everything else. So next time you're shopping on Amazon and you're buying something and you're scrolling through at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, and you just go through and you can pick up the book there.
What I also love is you embrace prints. I'm a princess. You know, I love beautiful prints. It's like, is it a print? It's like, you know, I have on a solid today, but normally it's a print. And it's like, you embrace prints, but you always do it in such a very elegant way and, you know, put your stamp on it. And so I think it's important for us to also, like you said, the pop of color, the colors inspiring our mood, because still, you know, we're getting back into, the world is opening up. If Delta would just sit down somewhere.
Yes. Yes, right, exactly.
You know, but we want to be seen. We want to be out. We want to celebrate life, and we want to do it in, you know, beautiful, vibrant clothes, even in the workforce. So, you know, it's just good to know that we're getting back to some form of style, because we were a little relaxed. At least I was, and that's probably
you and everyone else was very relaxed because we were home, and so we were used to wearing the t-shirt and the sweats or the jeans, and you know, not, you know, really getting all dressed up. And if you're wearing like the same type of things, and then you're like, wait a minute, your clothes start adjusting to your body. And then when you buy something new, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I used to be this size. Now I'm in the mall shopping and I've gone up a size. Wait a minute.
Yes.
And so we do have to be careful about that.
Yes. It has been a pleasure. I want to be cognizant of your time. You know, again, it's always good to see you out and about, and, you know, with NABJ and everything else that's happening, although it's been 1.5 years now since, you know, we've seen each other, but it's a pleasure to, you know, have a conversation with you and just to get an idea. I knew you were the bomb.com. And I knew
you're the bomb. You are. That's
so
why
sweet.
I said I'm so honored to be on your show, because this is just wonderful. You have a great show. You have great guests. You've got great energy. So this has made me feel wonderful to be on your show. And then since I've had such a busy day, you think, okay, I interview, but this has just really energized me. So when I get up, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling really good. So thank you.
Yes, I'm certainly glad that I was able to do that, because I'm happy that, you know, today was a success as always. Yeah. And we look forward to hearing about many more successes, because again, you are a phenomenal woman that I admire, and I appreciate that, to have this platform to be able to, you know, spread the word and spread love, spread joy. That's what it's all about. That's what I'm all about. So, yeah, so I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me. Good luck to you with Jackets for Jobs and everything else that you're putting your hands to. And we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you. You have a great evening, and thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Alison. Bye-bye.